What's up, you guys? It's your girl Ray, and today we are going to discuss. Well, I'm going to tell you the story about how my sunshine and I met. It almost started almost like a forbidden love type of story, but let's get into it, shall we? All right, so I joined the military straight out of high school, right? Uh, And so my first duty station was South Korea. I'm about 19, 20 years old. So I'm riding down the hill at night. And then as I come back up the hill on my longboard, I run into this girl who is, I'm a lesbian. She's a lesbian. Well, she's really pansexual, and she's she dresses like a STEM in the lesbian world, which is both masculine and feminine. You dress up in male and women's clothes, but her personality is more masculine than anything, right? She introduces herself to me as Gigi, and behind her I see my baby. At the time, she's not my baby, but I see her and I'm just like, wow, who is that? She looks so gorgeous. This cute little light skinned thing, this me describing her, But the cute little light skinned thing, I'm saying, got her individual twists going on in her hair, and she had some shorts on, some shorts on, and she was just looking really, really cute, very immaculate. You feel me? But anyway, she was looking cute. I seen her from my peripheral behind Gigi as she was talking to me. And so Gigi's just telling me about how she longboards and blase blase. So we end up exchanging numbers. That same night in my barracks room, I'm asking her, who was that girl behind you? Because I think she is absolutely gorgeous. Like, who is she? And she goes, oh, don't we all? Like, saying, don't we all think she's beautiful? Like, don't we all want to get to know her? So, I feel back from that because I vowed to myself that I would never put myself in a position to compete for anyone. Because I had did that once before and it ended badly in AIT, which is, so in the military, you go to MEPS, which is like your physical. You get a physical done and make sure everything is good with you. You let them know if you have any conditions, and that will determine if you can join or not. And so once you're approved and you're good to go, you go to AIT, which is advanced training. From MEPS you go to basic training, which is where you learn all the physical things, everything military that you need to know, how to withhold yourself and carry yourself throughout the armed forces, and do everything we need. Y'all know what basic training is. If you don't, just Google it, because I can go all day trying to describe to you what it is, and I don't want to do that because you would just be sitting here like, oh my gosh, she's talking too much. So after basic training, you go into AIT, which is advanced training. You learn your job. This is where on the job training, right? So my job was IT. So that was a good 6 months, almost a year program or training school experience, right? In AIT, I got into a little bet with a friend and we competed over a female. I got her first. I let her go because she just wasn't for me. And then some stuff transpired, right? So I just vowed to myself to never do that again, right? As time progressed, it became me being the third wheel, and they started having a little shindig with each other. They started dating or whatever. But at this time, what I'm about to explain, I'm not sure if they were dating, because all three of us went to the club in South Korea, and she was dancing on me. She danced on me, like hip rolling, hip whining them hips, me whining my hips. Very intimate, passionate, it felt like. And I remember it vividly till this day. I don't remember the song because I was too busy, doing what I was doing with her. You feeling the emotions, you feel me? But I remember it. And it was everything that I imagined my first dance like that to be. So after that, that's when I started really seeing that they were dating or whatever, and they had their little issues or whatever. Didn't think I was paying attention, but I did. And so after South Korea, I ended up being moved to Colorado. And they ended up following me. I don't know how the difference in time before they ended up coming to Colorado, but they ended up coming to Colorado. So with that being said, she has always been my person, and I never realized. We've known each other for about 10 years now. Because like I said, I was about 19, 20 years old. In the eyes of society, I'm 30 years old. So there's that. Because in my mind, I'm really 24. I'm staying 24 for the rest of my life. I'm staying young, agile, and beautiful for the rest of my life. I'm not getting any older. You feel me? But anywho, so yes, she has always been my person, and I wonder why Colorado feels like home. I wonder why it feels like home. Yes, Colorado is an amazing place, but that's where I mostly spent time with the both of them outside of Korea. Like, so I feel like it's home because us being divine counterparts and being so close to each other like that. Even if we were dating other people and she was married, and I ended up getting married as well, it's just crazy to me. But anyways, back to what I was saying about, what I was planning to say about how I knew, just going back and rethinking how things played out, it's just astonishing to me. So basically, I was not supposed to be in South Korea at that time, and I probably would have never gotten to South Korea. And I say that because I ended up having a delay going into MEPS because one night there was a really bad storm, and I was helping my grandmother push up the windows, and a glass went through my hand. And so I had to get stitches, and I felt like I was not going to be able to get into the military. And I ended up crying because I knew it was going to delay my MEPS process. And I felt like they weren't going to allow me in. But it ended up healing, and I got in. And so, that one thing, it could have delayed the whole process or whole timeline of me even meeting her. So there's that. Then I chose IT. And with me being very intelligent and being able to excel within AIT, I became distinguished honor grad within AIT for IT, right? So with that, I was able to get the job that I got within South Korea to even land me on that particular post. Like, there's many different posts in South Korea that I could have landed in. But the position that I got within South Korea was very, 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 very important. And the reason why I got that position was because of my distinguished honor grad in AIT. So all of these pieces play a part. And I want to explain too how, if I had never missed MEPS and I was on time with that, I probably would have ended up in Afghanistan with the other class that graduated AIT before me. Because what happened with my hand, that healing process took about 3 months. So that delayed me. And that class that went to Afghanistan, yeah. And me being distinguished honor grad, also, I didn't follow the same trail as everyone else in my group. So that speaks volumes, y'all. That really speaks volumes. I would have never met this woman, my baby, my sunshine, my baby. And it just excites me to know that I don't have to search. And I find comfort that I don't have to search anymore for love. It's right here within me. And when the time is right, my baby and I will reconnect with each other. And I know that for sure. I know that for sure. But things happen the way they're meant to be. And that's why I've had to learn I cannot control this anymore. I have tried and tried and tried and tried to control this divine counterpart journey. And I realized that I have to release it. Just like I did. I honestly, sometimes I wish that I was still blind to it all. So that way, things may have been a lot smoother with our connection, but that's just not how it goes. As you guys can see, that our divine counterparts on this journey as well. It's just amazing to me. And I think I told y'all too that I did get married also. I was married for about a year and some change. And that's another piece. So I ended up getting married and then ended up getting divorced. But in that marriage, Yahweh revealed herself, I'm going to say their self. Yahweh revealed their self to me during that marriage, because there was a time where I started to feel like my wife was cheating on me, which she was. And so one day I was dropping her off to work and she left her phone in my car. And she's calling her phone. And so I pick it up and I'm like, So I never knew her passcode. And it's not even a code. It was the patterns. The Androids had those patterns. The 9 little dot pattern codes. Tell me why literally the first pattern that I put in the phone is what opened her phone. So I was so astonished and in disbelief, and I had goosebumps all over me in that moment. I just was in disbelief and sat there for like 2 or 3 minutes, like looking like, yo, did I really just do this right now? To the point where I started to feel tears swelling up in my eyes. That's how much I was in disbelief. And I got everything that I needed, From that point on, I knew that there was a higher power for sure. No doubt in my mind. So we ended up getting a divorce a year and some change later. Her and Gigi ended up getting a divorce some about a year and some change after my divorce, which is crazy, isn't it? They end up getting a divorce. And I'm going to tell you this too. Gigi was never really a good friend to me. We're going to discuss that too later. Which is why I even allowed myself in this current past this about 3-4 years ago, where I actually attempted to want to date my baby, outside of them no longer being together and us being previously me being the third wheel, you know, the whole situation, right? But anywho, Gigi ends up going back to South Korea, and my baby, my sunshine, ends up staying in Colorado, and I'm still in Colorado as well. One night I ended up going to the club, and I run into her and her friend, and she dances on me again. So, and I ended up clip blocking because this other stud tried to come up to her, talk to her, whatever, and trying to get a dance. But I was like, no, she's married. She's married. What are you talking about? Like, no, you can't dance with her. When in reality, it was just me saying that because I didn't want nobody else dancing with her. You feel me? I didn't want nobody else dancing with her. And she was mad at me for the rest of the night because she seen me do that. She seen me. And I went and told her. I told her that too. I was like, no, you are married, but we're getting a divorce, so you still married. But yes. So she's the one who's come up to me, you know, and I want this to be known, because the rest of this story, throughout this entire connection, throughout this time, these past 3 to 4 years, she has tried to make it seem as if she has no feelings for me, that the feelings are not mutual, and that she doesn't stalk my page or has never been the first person on multiple accounts to look at my stories on Instagram and Facebook and all this other stuff. But I just find it crazy how she acts like that. But every time, even in the past, she's been the one to initiate the dancing and dancing on me and stuff like that. It's just crazy. But yeah, I'm actually enjoying talking about this connection with my baby. I actually really like it. So yeah, I might make this my journal place as well, you know, like a spoken journal when I miss her, you know, just kind of talking to you guys as if I'm talking to her. So maybe expect some of that too in these videos. But that's how we met. And there's so many different components in that timeline where we would have never met. And that's how I know we were meant to meet each other. Everything came in full circle. She is my baby. She is my wife. She is my ultimate companion, my ultimate counterpart. And I love her so much. And I'm excited for the journey that her and I have in the future. We may be on separate paths for right now, but I know that Yahweh Spirit will reconnect us when it is time, in divine time. And I am ready for it. I'm excited for it. And I'm ready to just have her in my arms and kiss on her and love on her, and her kissing on me and telling me how much she loves me, how much she missed me, and really just us both just reciprocating that love, that attention, that affection, that appreciation, all of it, because we both deserve it. No matter what her and I have been through, we both deserve the same love, attention, and appreciation, affection, and all of it. This, you know, we deserve that. We both do. And so I cannot wait to tell you guys the rest of the story, and one day be able to tell you what happened after, you know, the most recent things that have happened. And maybe even one day for us to show our face on camera together as one. So yeah. Thank you for tuning in. I greatly appreciate your time. And I hope that you enjoyed my little story time. And I will be back. Peace.